So hello everyone, we're going to do the arena perspective, and this expansion we're going to do class by class instead. I had less time, I haven't been really having time to keep up, with this, every card coming out, so I've been doing all the cards now, one video per class, and then one big video for near to cards, and then probably some top 10 video, right? So first of all, we had the Druid, of course, we're going to go uncommon to legendary. I do want to say that I'm not super excited about the Witchwood, but I am a big fan of Innistrad and Mega Gathering, and I do play Worgen, both Death Knight and Priest. My main character is Death Knight Worgen, so, I like all the Worgen art. I love all the Worgen art, but, so, anyway, the first thing then, Witchwood Apple, yeah, this already here. It's a decent card actually for Arena. I would say it's an okay card, because you do get 3, it's very slow though, it's better on tempo, but you basically pay 2 mana to get, 2, kind of like a 2/2 in Arena. That's worth like 1.5 mana, so you kind of like, it's a bad card for 2 mana, but you get 3 of them, so it's a lot of value. I mean, you do play the Paladin Kobold. There's a 1/1, gives you 3 1/1s. So that's an okay card in Arena, not very good, but this is better, I would say. So yeah, it's an okay card, not the best one though. And the whole setting with the whole like Druid getting hand, that is of course crap in Arena though. So I think that Druid didn't get that much better cards for this class right away, because the hand size limit is usually quite quite small right in Arena, because you kind of spend card. Very, very uncommonly you still have a lot of hands. It's a bad class for the Arena, probably. Anyway, Druid to switch, it's Druid of Flame again, but instead of having a little worse stat, but she gains taunt then in her, of course, defensive form here. The Flame is 2/5. And it rushed 4/2. So it's better than Flame, because Flame is a great card. Okay, Flame, the 2/5 or the 5/2 is a great card. Because 2/5 for 3 mana is really strong actually. And actually takes, you can call it out. You can probably kill 2 minions and so on. It's quite a good stats for Arena. So 2/4 with taunt is just like the 3 worm thing. That is like not that good in Arena. 3/4 without taunt much better. So here's the 4/2 the rush. It's a card we're going for, which is basically like a removal. So in that sense, I think it's a great card, because all the rush cards are probably pretty good, as you can use them as any charge minion, right? But charge, usually just in Arena instead you can trade with it. Yes, in your face. But for example, like Wolf Rider, it's like a firebolt or a frostbolt. Sorry, frostbolt. It's like a 3 damage into a minion, right? Usually how I see Wolf Rider, and this is a 4/2 then. So it's a it's a Huffer, and that is pretty good. Yeah, it's a 100%. Huffer, so it's like Shadow Bolt basically. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly Shadow Bolt, which can turn into taunt minion. And would you pick a Shadow Bolt in Arena? Yeah, you would. So I think it's a pretty good card. Yeah, this is actually probably a pretty strong card in Arena, just given that it's pretty much a removal card, or it's maybe a taunt minion. Probably much rarer, but that is still a thing there. So I think it's a good card. Common slot. Witching Hour, of course, Summon a Friendly Beast. This is probably actually really strong in Arena. Yeah. Obviously, this depends much on your deck. In Constructor, it's going to be a great card, probably. If you can make a Beast work, it's probably a great card. Otherwise, it's horrible. But in Arena, it's probably pretty good. As long as you don't have too many like Raptor and so on, but you have kind of Druid Claw, kind of the mid-sized minion, right? For 3 mana, it's pretty high value. So, and it always a Friendly Beast. Very supportive. A friendly beast, not the enemy beast, so you can control what it is, right? So I think it's probably a good card Arena, given you have beasts in your deck though. That's pretty good card. Then this card, Ferocious Howl, this is a very bad card in Arena. Don't pick it, this is crap. Yeah, this is a horrible card. It's actually probably horrible. I think it's a bad card as well. As I was doing, I thought much protected, but this card to me, it makes no sense in either, because it's kind of like the warrior thing, but you might get a little more armor, which I guess is fine for the hand thing. But what you're doing with that armor, you're a druid. You're sitting there doing nothing, right? So you have no functionality for that. And in Arena, getting life is very low value. Getting life and armor and so on has very, very little impact, especially if you're not a warrior then, right? So getting armor has no impact at all. Drawing a card for 3 mana is horrible. So yeah, this is a really bad card, Arena. Really bad card. Let's go on. Forest Guide, yeah, I think Druid has a lot of bad cards. Next video sounds better, yeah. Druid has a lot of bad cards. Forest Guide, it's an interesting card. I like mill decks, so it's pretty coolly constructed. But a 1/6 for 4, it's horrible, right? You can get 3/6 for 1, horrible stats. There's no creature type and so on. It's just gives them equal chance. Yeah, this card is absolutely horrible, absolutely horrible. There's a lot of bad cards here. Yet again here, Whispering Woods, also a pretty bad card. Yeah, Druid is getting the shaft. Druid is getting no really good cards here. Like, this is also a pretty bad card. And I don't think Druid is very high ranked anyway, so yeah, they're pretty low here in Arena already. Yeah, summon 1/1 for each card in your hand. That's not very strong. In Arena, you probably get like 4 or 5, probably like 6 or so. Yeah, you could get up to 6. Of course, you can get 7 possibly, but probably around 4 to 6 for 4 mana. That is not good enough. Yeah, it's kind of the Murloc spell for Shaman has. Not a very good card. I mean, you need to have the synergy, you need to buff them, so on. It takes a lot of, you know, this card needs synergy, right? You need to get the high end size, or you need to have kind of buff them, so on. So it's just in itself, it's an extremely weak card. In top deck situation, it's horrible, right? It's a bad card. I wouldn't pick it in Arena. Oh yeah, I have a Gloomstag. And this, of course, is one of the odd or even cards. So again, obviously a bad card in Arena, probably. But yeah, I mean, this card is kind of like, I don't know, it's probably obviously extremely hard in the Arena to do one of these odd cost cards. But it has potential though, because you have the odd neutral cards. So maybe it isn't impossible to try to do this in Arena. But yeah, is it worth it? Probably not. But a 4/8 for taunt is really good. Otherwise it's really bad. So it probably is a bad card, right? However though, as with all the duplicate card, or if you have duplicates, you can play this late game in Arena, of course, when your deck is empty or almost empty, and knowing what you have left in your deck, you can trigger it. So it's probably most time really bad, but God, depressing first video here for Witchwood. All the cards are bad. Luckily, I don't like doing in Arena yet, because this is a horrible card spell, obviously. I can't see this card being good in Crit either. I think it's a horrible card design. I think it's probably the worst card design in this expansion. It's really bad. I mean, if this card said, you can play one card now for 0, and then next turn another for 0, and then infinite it, and they can play one for 0, I would say it would still be a bad card. Or actually 5 mana can be fine, but if it costs a little more mana, like 8 mana do that, there would be a bad card, because then you at least could like axe out something cheaper, but this is so bad. I mean, you're gonna play something 0 for 5, this card, then they play anything they want, right? First card too, also includes, you know, removal spells. So yeah, they're gonna drop something gigantic probably in constructed, right? And you're gonna lose, and they kill the thing. Yeah, and you're so after, and it's like the only class they can do is aggressive decks. They can't use it probably, but then you might as well play any big minion or any kind of taunt minion, something, you know, at 5 mana, and it's probably better for your life points. So it looks so absurdly bad, especially for Arena, of course. Probably the worst legendary. Yeah, this is like Millhouse. Yeah, this is Millhouse level. Yeah, this is like Millhouse mana sorry. You have the absurd luck to make it work, right? Don't pick it in Arena. Horrible. Oh, this card now. Is it my mana? I thought it was my rare. Okay, whatever. I thought it was a mana. Yeah. Okay. This card though, it's the Twilight Drake, with one more mana cost for taunt. In construct, you probably play both of them. That's probably a pretty good deck. This one, classic, you go giant and so on. It's probably pretty good. But in Arena, I never really much enjoyed Twilight Drake. It's a card that usually gets around a Yeti level of strength. Maybe sometimes you get 1 more health. So it's like a 4/6 or 4/5 most of the time in Arena. And that is actually pretty good. I mean, it's good at a Yeti level, but you can silence it, right? So it's like a Yeti that you can silence, and that is just bad. Sometimes it gets bigger, but not always. And this card costs 1 more mana. That is actually quite big, actually. Because coining out the Drake at turn 3 is actually quite a common play, right? It makes it pretty big, makes it very impactful. This kind with another turn, more cards have been dropped. You have to drop cards in Arena. So at turn 5, or possibly turn 4, that is 1 turn, you know, later than Twilight Drake. Means you probably have 1 life less than Twilight Drake. Means there's a, you know, yeah, and the taunt plus to bring up for that. And also, being a Twilight Drake, the dragon stats is much more worth in Arena if you're picking it as you can deck, because there is a lot of good dragon cards, right? If you have a dragon in your hand and so on. Maybe not so much for Druid, but still, that is a thing that even some Neutral card has. So this card looks like crap. I mean, it's worse than mediocre, but worse than mediocre. And then we have the last thing then. Finally a good card. Yeah. No, but all these cards are freaking bad. Druid is getting axed right there. All these cards are bad, except this legendary. This is the only card that you actually can play and feel, yeah, it's a pretty good card. So Splittergraft, it copies a card you have, right? And you get 10 from that. That is pretty sweet. I mean, I think it's a great card for constructed. You can copy some charge minion, rush minion probably, and so on, right? You get the effect out, you can sort of thing based on the stats, do this thing, or so on. And yeah, there's a lot of flexibility with that thing. And in Arena, definitely a great card because you can copy anything you have, right, on the plane, and then you get a 10/10 of that. And even if it's just a random 1/1 with no abilities, it means that 2 turns later, or if you have the coin, whatever, but yeah, you can have a 10/10, which is not the best in Arena, but, you know, it's something, right? So, I think it's a pretty good card in Arena. It's like an 8/8 for 8, that's pretty fine, right? Also giving you a 10/10 with that ability, potentially. But if you can copy something with better cards, it's better, of course, better as well. So, yeah, this is actually a pretty good card. That being said, though, it's a legendary card. So, you know, there's a lot of bad legendaries in this out there, right? There's a lot of much better legendaries, quicker legendaries, better legendaries. I think it's pretty much a little better than average, which makes it fine though, because you also have a lot of bad legendaries. Like that Aviana card that you have, like Aviana, yeah, like she's absolutely crap. I mean, this is like the worst, this is like Millhouse legendary, so, I mean, comparing these two, the 3 is like 20 times, 50 times better, right? So, yeah. But that's the repeat of the Druid then. I think all cards are bad here. Honestly, yeah, this is a horrible expansion for Druid for Arena. There's no many cards I pick here over the other ones. I think probably the 2/5 and the 5, the Rush minion is probably the best minion, like generally, because it can either be a removal, Shadow Bolt, or it is a taunt minion that is okay. So that's probably be impactful. The summoning a beast could probably be very strong sometimes. The rest are not good at all. So anyway, hope I like this review from the perspective, and I'll see you guys in the Hunter video coming up soon.